Good morning, art buddies, and happy Sunday. Ooh, it's sunny and cold here in South Jersey. So here I am, just getting my pre-going live jitters worked out. I'm excited and a little apprehensive about today's stream. As usual, if anything's going to go wrong, maybe it'll go wrong here first. Some of the things I have in my mind to do, I'm not sure if they're going to work. Shocker. Shocker. Anywho, I've been wanting to put a journal together with these pages from a little book I purchased quite some time ago. Actually, I purchased two. Um, when I was involved with my co-op, there's Jacqueline. Good morning, good morning. And Gail. Good morning, Gail. Hi, Lori. On the phone with my daughter-in-law. That's nice. I don't have a daughter-in-law. I wish I did. So I've got my phone set up here, and when I was in the co-op, this little strip of that part of town, it's about 20 minutes from us. Not that that matters. There's a secondhand bookstore, and I would pop in there on occasion to see if they had anything interesting. And from time to time, they would have where you could fill up a box, a nice sized box, for like, I don't know, $8. But I'm thinking that's where I originally got this little book because of the way the price is written here. That's how they would do it over there. Anyway, it's called Flora. It was in a beautiful burgundy cover, just plain. And I liked it so well, I went ahead and looked online and purchased a second one. But they have beautiful, beautiful images, and all the pages are glossy. Hey, good morning, Riri. Riri and I have a story to tell. Oh my gosh, there's something wrong with me. See, I have this little loopy thing on the back of my phone, and I chat with people. And Riri and I were chatting this morning and sending different things back and forth to each other. And my son-in-law says, Mom, you got to remember to close this. You got to remember to close it. And I don't listen. And so we were chatting, and I forgot to close it. And I was picking up stuff by my comfy chair. I had my hands full, and I flipped my phone like this. And when I flipped my phone, I hit the call button. So very early this morning, I called Riri. That's not the most embarrassing time I've done that. When I was first on, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this story. When I first was on YouTube and the internet and found Dee Dee Willingham, and I forget what was going on, but there were several of us that were in a feed chatting, and we were sending messages back and forth, and I forget what it was about now. My gosh, this has been years ago. And I have the bad habit of taking my phone and sticking it in my bra when I want to be carrying other stuff. So I just slip it in there, facing out. Well, same thing. I didn't close the feed. I slipped it in my bra. Next thing I know, I hear this ring, ring, ringing. And oh my gosh, I called Janet Nash, Becky, Macaulay, and Laura, and it was me. I don't know if there was a fifth person. I think it was just us four, maybe. So I boob dialed these girls I barely know. So we chatted a little bit. Hey, good morning, Ange. So I took my book apart, both books actually, and they have all these glorious pages, and I really like the size as well. It's like 5 by 6, I think. And I thought it would make a really pretty journal. So I've been wanting to fuss with this for a while. All right, so this is 5 1/4. No, I took it out of my bra. Thank you for asking, my love. No, I took it out. So I they could see my little face. I'm like, "Oh my gosh," and of course, these women are like rock stars to me at that point, right? Especially Janet Nash all the way over in the UK. I hear this little voice saying, "Laurie, is that you?" Ay, 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 ay. I don't know if any of them would remember that, but I was horrified. They were very gracious, as was Riri this morning. I took it I took it Jackal Jacqueline and I are have become fast buddies. Kitty Jen, hi. Now I'm gonna get giggling about that. Seinfeld. Okay, so it's called Flora, an illustrated history of the garden flower. Now, some of them just look like sketches. Let me show you my sketches. So I decided I would put 3 of these in each signature. So what I have done is taken the ones that I wanted to use for this little garden journal, which reminds me of the song, something about a garden party. Yeah, it was a video call. Oh, yeah. Why do it halfway? Yeah, these are really pretty little pages. So then I wanted some, stained and textured paper in between. The signatures, of course, are not together yet. Look at that. And I'll create some pockets. So I decided to have 5 signatures. Now, back in the day, some of you, I'm sure, have done this as well. Did I say welcome to bricolage? I don't know if I did, but we're trying to use stuff I have, and I'm trying to keep check of my chat. I don't want to miss anybody coming in. So then I took some chipboard and cut it to the size I wanted to make a cover, and I cut a 1-inch piece that's going to be my spine. And I thought some map pages might look cute in there. See, I want it to be a little chubby, a little chubby. So these are going to get stitched on. Another piece of chipboard, which will go like this. So eventually what I'm thinking is I'm going to, did anybody used to do this? Or was I? There was a couple of sisters that used to be on, maybe they were on Ustream. I don't even remember. The one gal's name was Cindy. See, and they would take their chipboard or they would take their cereal box, whatever they were going to use as the base for their cover, and they would lay it out like this. Can you see? I'm trying for you not to get a look at my tummy. And this would be paper, generally. And then they would come along with the, oh, what's that tape? The 2-sided tape everybody used to use. See, and then they'd come around and they'd do this with their paper. Fold this over, tape it down. And this would come in this way. Tape it down. Oh, it's like a Japanese name or something. I don't know. Score tape. Yeah, but there was a brand. I always spent more money than I probably needed to because I wanted the brand stuff because I was brand new, didn't know what I was doing. So I'm thinking I might put this back cover on the same way, and then when I'm ready to put the signature blocks in, I'm going to put fabric in this way as well. But for today, I wanted to design a cover that I can slow stitch. And I just want it to be, when I look at it, I think, wow, did I do that? Did I do that? I know, isn't that's very, that's very I don't think that's a good trait to have, but I want to be proud of how it looks. So I have an idea, and I had a couple ideas. So I was thinking what I would do originally was go through some of my coloring books, and I wanted to kind of have a design the bottom and kind of up the sides a little bit and put garden journal maybe here. So I was thinking if I took my coloring books and found some flowers that I liked that I wanted to put on here, um, I would trace it and then try to trace it on the fabric. And then I was digging around yesterday and I discovered this tin where I have all these little stamps, and I thought, why can't I just stamp it on? So I have a piece of really soft, light cotton. I think this was probably a pillowcase. You can see I've dripped some coffee on there. I'm not too worried about that. And this is going to be like I don't want to have to slow stitch the whole cover. So this is going to be the back. This is a curtain I found at Goodwill. So this is going to come this way somehow. And this piece is going to be the piece where I'll put it in my embroidery hoop and stitch. So I want to leave some extra off here and at the top and the bottom. So if I choose to wrap it down and glue it, I have plenty to work with, but I just want to work in this area here. So to start, I think what I want to do is I'm going to take some duct tape and tape my little board here down so I can hopefully stamp on that fabric and not make a mess. So I've got my stays on out. So come in, come in. Thanks for joining me this morning. I need another project like I need a hole in my head. Today, we're going to go visit my mom after I'm done streaming. We're going to scoot out of here, go over to Pennsylvania and visit mom. That's always kind of a I can't even really say it's fun anymore. It's really a struggle to visit her because she doesn't remember anything anymore, you know. She remembers us, which is great, but it's hard to make a conversation. And she doesn't, gosh, I'm so much like her. I guess it's because she's very literal. And so my dear husband, he tries to make conversation and says things to her that she just doesn't get, you know, and it's not important stuff, but then she gets frustrated because you spend 20 minutes trying to explain to her. It was just, you know, kind of like an offhand comment. Like he was years ago, she ran a kitchen in an elementary school and she was all about cooking. You know, that was one of her interests. So to some degree, you know, you talk to her, you try to talk about things she used to like. And so my husband was sharing with her about this deal he got for our pork roast for New Year's Day. She just doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. She doesn't care about it anymore. And he doesn't get it either. And so then you're trying to, it's just, it's nice to see her, but it's also bittersweet, if I'm honest. All right, I think what I want to do is take a pencil and just make a light little indication here. I might regret this, but I figured I can always stitch around it, right? Or put some fabric or something down. Now, I just saw a reel, me and my reels. What I didn't do is I didn't pay close enough attention to see exactly what they were using, but they were using either a distress ink or a distress oxide, which I'm not sure which. And of course, they were using paper. But what they said is if you take your ink pads and sponge some color on two different colors on either side and put a little glycerin in the center, you can blend it on paper without getting blotches. And of course, it worked real well. Now, they use Memento ink to stamp. And I have some of that somewhere. But I figure my StazOn's going to do the same thing if I let it dry. So I'm going to see if I can make do with this little tin of stamps. Let's pull out some. Oh, look at this party. Wouldn't it be great if I had one that said garden? I know I don't. I know I do not. That's a cute little fleur. Little star. I don't think I want that. This is cute. It's a cute little butterfly. That might be cute. See, I have this little tin. Now, I've got, of course, tons of stamps, but I didn't go through my stamps yet. I figure we could do that together. You know, kill some time. Kill some time. Now, see, wouldn't that be a cute little flower? Okay, let's see. Am I missing chat? I'm still trying to get the best. There's Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Your tea dyeing paper today? All right, Joyce. You like looking at stamps? Oh, me too. Okay, so I don't want her. It's a cute little trim. I don't know where I picked that up, but that's cute, isn't it? The Link Classic rubber stamp. Happy birthday. That's a happy birthday. Happy birthday, baby. Oh, I love you so. Little bunners. Boy, this is really a mishmash. Could have a little chubby bird. Wouldn't he be cute to slow stitch? Oh, I don't know. He might be a little too chubby. A little too chubby. I'm going to try to stick with what's in my head. It's not always easy. There's a little bee. He might come in handy. I love random loopy lines. I know certain stamps that I do want to use. I think they're right under my desk. Oh, see, this reminds me of Tamara Laporte. She puts a lot of little stars like that in her work. Another bee, another star. Oh, that's a big old bee. He might be fun to stitch. This is a message that I can't read. Thank you very much. Home is where the heart is. Christmas lights, don't need those anymore. All right, so there's some I think I can use. Now, I wanted to pull those out because I want to stamp on this paper. Now, on this reel, I'm not sure. I don't think they say what kind of paper they use either. Certainly they didn't use this kind of paper. They probably used a nice watercolor or mixed media type paper, but for this purpose, I'm just going to use to see how it works. All right, so what I want to do is I want to take a stamp. Let's take this little butterfly with my StazOn. Let's do a little testaroonie. StazOn has that extra. Now, see, I'm being really careful here because StazOn, if you get it on something and you don't wipe it right away, it's going to stay there. And I don't want this black on my nails. I just put this set on. I don't want them all crudted up. All right, so let's put this little butterfly here. And let's put this little fat bird down here. I'm working on a stamp pad too. Not that that matters, but okay. So then what they did was they took two different colors. I'm thinking they probably did ink, but I'm going to try it with my oxides. So they took one color and put it on this side of their stamping block. And then they took a second color, which I'm going to use green. I'm going to use my peeled paint. Angie says she's cleaning what? She's cleaning her cubby holes. Getting an idea of all the old paper she's got. Oh, I love doing that. All right, so I'm going to put my peeled paint on this side. And then they said just a couple of drips of glycerin. And that's a big drip. Oh, okay. All right. Then they took a blending tool like this. She had a brush. Did I miss anybody coming in? I said hi to Joyce and Ange. I said hi to Kitty Jen. Okay. So if you take your brush and you dip it in your color, and you want to blend the color down into the bottom of your, say you're doing a card. It's hard to get that to blend nice. See, I got a dark spot there and a dark, it's like you can't really do it. But they say if you tip it in a little bit of glycerin and then your color, you're going to be able to walk that down. And now I used a really light color, so that's really going to be hard for us to see. But it does look pretty well blended. Let's do the green. I'm going to get the green. A little bit of glycerin, a little bit of my color. You see what I'm doing okay? Sometimes I forget to get my hands. Oh, yeah. So now we have where we've already stamped. So I'm going to take my green and put that down here where the little bird's tootsies are. You know what? I'm going to add some Mermaid Lagoon here so we can see better. Now, of course, I'm thinking Wonder if this will work on fabric. Oops. My paper is thin. So it does work. Maybe if I just went one way. See, even though I got it heavier over there, I'm able to blend it down. So I'm thinking once I stamp on my fabric and I get my design, I'm wondering if I can put some of this in the background. You know? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, kids? You know what I mean? All right, let me pull out another tray of stamps. That works really well. And if you had like cardstock, you know, that wasn't going to bend. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for cleaning. I don't think that's something I've ever said before. Well, cleaning my craft space is different than cleaning the house. All right, I have a lot of these. Oh, what's a lot? You know, a handful of these really fun stamps like this. Some of them have double ends. Some of them don't. But I'm looking for things that I think will slow stitch well. I just learned that one stitch. That might look cute that way with that in there. And I also want something that's like, oh, that might be hard to do. Leaves. I don't know if I can make that work. Sometimes I'm a genius and sometimes I am not. Well, that tree might be fun. Now, I'm assuming that I'm going to be able to stamp on this fabric nicely. That might work. Okay. Now the good thing is that, you know, this is fabric. If I need more fabric, I can go dig it in my bin and see if I can find more. I know I do have more of this. This is just an old pillowcase I picked up, I think, at Goodwill. But I'm going to test. I'm going to test on this little portion right here. So let's see. Now these are. So I'm just going to hopefully create a little garden, like a little spring garden. See, and this is one of the Stampin' Ups where you have the full flower at the one end, and then you've got the bud at the other. The bud. Now I have somewhere a cute little stamp that looks like a like a lilac bush. You know, the purple ones that are they're pointy like a cone, and they smell real sweet. Look, here's a little rose. And I just was practicing that bullion stitch to make a rose. And then I've got the bud on the other end. And then there might be some stuff we want to put in the sky. We'll leave those here for now. See that one? Wouldn't that look cute with a bunch of French knots or seed beads? Okay, so let's get creating here. And then I want some greenery up around the bottom like that. That might be a little too large, but we'll see. So let's do a test of the emergency broadcasting system. And I want to try this blendy thing too. So let's put down a piece of fabric. And Maybe my garden's going to have a tree on this side. This, I don't know if you can tell, it's got sparkles in it. So I was, I guess, using that for Christmas. Let's see if I can ink this up enough to get a good... Now, you don't have to use the whole stamp, so keep that in mind if you're working with a small area. Let's see how this stamps. All right, so I'm just going to do the top. I'm trying not to wiggle. Okay, so not too bad. This will kind of hopefully get my juices flowing too, my creative juices. Now let's just see. I think this is going to be a little too large. Almost like I want it to look like almost like a fairy kind of. You know, you look into a hole of a old tree, and if you look in there, once you get past a certain spot, it opens up into a beautiful meadow or garden. Isn't that silly? All right, let's see if I can get it. So I just need enough indication of lines, so when I start to slow stitch, I don't have to freehand it. You know, I've got a little bit of a guideline. And you could just sit down with a blank canvas, if you will, and just start stitching if you have a mind to do that. That might be more your thing. All right, Angie's going to be right back. Oh, yeah, that turned out good. That turned out good. I might like that better than the tree. Might have to cut that baby off there. Let's see. Let's go up here, right over the tree. Going right over the tree. Oh, yeah, I'm liking that. Now let's get some little flowers in there. Let's get this one in. Now, of course, some of them are going to be taller. Some of them are going to be shorter. Yes, Jacqueline, I have mine. Mine's on the way. I thought it would be here by now. Scorched timber. And I know that probably is very surprising to you. I went to a garden party. Oops, I'm kind of getting a little wiggly on these stamps. I don't know whether some of the vendors didn't actually have the product to send, and that's why it's taken so long for me to get it. This is looking pretty much like I want. But see, now I'm wondering about blending this on top. See, I don't want to have to do the whole sky. I don't want to stitch the whole sky. I want it to be mixed media, where I'm using a couple of different things. I was thinking about watercolor and painting, but see, that bleeds. And of course, then when you stitch, you know, you would stitch over the bleeding. And it might not be too much of an issue, but I'm just wondering if I can use this glycerin to blend those stamp colors on the fabric. Has anybody tried that? Inquiring minds want to know. I think I'm pretty well pleased with this. It doesn't have to be, you know, intricate. You know, just kind of simple. Simple. Let's tear this. Of course, now if I had to redo, which I am going to redo on my piece that's going to be my book cover, I'm not going to use that tree because certainly the tree would be a lot bigger than the flowers. The flowers. Christine G. Hi, Christine. How you been? Happy New Year, my dear. I don't think I've seen you since the new year. Haven't seen you since last year, Christine. How you be? All right, so I'm going to tape this down. I'm going to tape it this way to try to not get too much wiggle. Let's see if my duck taped. My duck tape. I thought it was duct, you know, like air conditioning ducts, but it's actually quack, quack, duck. Okay. Now, you know, I'm going to have that line there, which is not great, but this is just, let's see if it works. I've seen it both ways, Lori. Oh, really, Gail? Okay. Gail always has a way of making me feel better about myself. Thank you, Gail. Okay. So, I don't know. When push comes to shove, and in hindsight, I might decide, you know, this wasn't a great idea. But because my fabric is just tan, I'm going to try a little. This is a sample. And I'm going to, ooh. Now, you know, I could have really put this in my hoop. My hoop. Can you see what I'm doing here, girls? So that blended pretty well. I don't have any blotches. No blotchies. All right, now I need another little drip of glycerin. So if you've just come in, what I have here is my distressed oxide. I've got some peeled paint and some Mermaid Lagoon and some what is it, broken glass or cracked glass or some kind of glass. Just thinking about putting all different colors in the sky, but I think I'll stick with the blue. So I'm going to move this down here, try to keep me from getting too much of a wiggle. A little bit of glycerin in the center. I'm kind of blending those two blues. I want it darker at the top if I can get it. Now you want to make sure you use a permanent archival ink if you're going to do this over top of an ink. You know, I think I need some darker blue. How about my blueprint sketch or sketch something blueprint? I think it's all the way on the bottom. Hey Judy, hi, how are you? Blueprint sketch. Let's try that. I'm wanting a little bit more of a contrast. So I'm going to add this to my blue side. Blue side, nothing but blue skies. I'm kind of wiping it back off. Oh, I do love that. I do love that sketch. Let's see, let's add a little bit of that in there. Right at the top. And I'm working it. I'm working it. Now I saw this on paper and it works fabulous. And it's not doing too bad on this fabric either. Now I need some more of the lighter stuff. Ooh. That kind of like the two of them mixed together makes a cool color. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Here we go. I've got a little bit of a smudge in the center there where it's a little heavy-handed, but it's working out pretty well. So not too bad. So now we get to do it all over again. Start all over again. Do 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 do. All right, so here is my actual fabric that's going to be my journal cover. I think I want to put my flowers on first and my grass on last. I did it opposite on the sample. I did my grass first and then my flowers. So I've got myself little guidelines here, and I need my stays on. If you don't have stays on or a permanent ink, I would suggest the next time you need to replenish or get an ink pad that you get this, because this comes in handy for a lot of different things. You can work on top of it and it doesn't bleed. It stays where you put it. All right, so I'm going to add this little flower over here. Now I want to scoop my mouse pad down. I'm using a mouse pad underneath to give me a little bit of a cushion. And I want to frame my book cover. Good morning, Peggy. How are you? Okay, I'm going to go visit my mom today, Peggy. She's 92, soon to be 93. My mom's a Valentine baby. All right, let's get this little rose in here. Let's put the rose kind of center. And then it's got the bud, so I'm going to put the bud in as well. This is where it gets a little tricky. You kind of just have to go for it because you can't see through that block. Yeah, Mom will be 93 on Valentine's Day. This is a little tulip. Tiptoe through the tulips. Now, see, I've got paint on there. Let's see if this one's going to stamp. Yeah, it'll stamp okay. Now I'm not too concerned about the stem because that's easy enough to finish off with my slow stitching. I want something over here. Wouldn't it be nice if I had something that kind of drooped down? I'm sure I do. I just don't know where. See, this flower worked out nice because it's facing in to the center, and this one's kind of leaning a little bit that way. So I'm going to put him on the other side. So I'm just trying to think a little bit about composition. And then let's put something in the sky. Something in the sky with diamonds. Doo-doo, doo-doo. I'm also thinking about this crazy little, that might look cool coming off of a flower. You know, I could just do wild stitches, or I could combo this little butterfly. Well, he's got a tail. I don't really want the love you on there. So let's do something about that. I'm going to tape. Wouldn't it be nice if I had a piece of washi tape right here where I could get it? Oh, I think I do. I think I do. Oh, I want to get this one on because I want to do the French knots. Let's put this here. Angie says, hey, Lori, the menu today is, drum roll please, mashed potatoes, corn, gravy, rolls, mac and cheese. Oh, ribs. I missed the ribs. I was just going to say, we need a protein in there, Ange. Oh, that sounds delish. Wow. Oh, Jacqueline, you still got that headache? Oh, maybe I'll put a second one of this one in. Maybe I'll add this here. Now, I want it to kind of look like a wildflower garden, you know, and they're usually just a mishmash. There's no rhyme or reason, and it's very crowded. My husband hates that kind of a garden. He likes everything tailored and neat, and I like it a mess. All right, so let's just grab a piece of this duct tape here. Let's grab a little piece of this, see if I can get this to work. You could really use a Post-it note, I think. I just want to cover up that. I don't want any extra ink in my sky. I don't think I want extra ink. Pretty close. Pretty close. All right, let's put that this way. Let's put the little butterfly right here. Oh, look, I've stamped it anyway. I'll put French knots right across that. It won't be a problem. I should have inked it first and then put the tape on. See, I knew there got to be something you could learn today not to do, as I've done. You do, Jacqueline? We're very much alike, I think. Oh, quite alike. Oh, Ange, I wish I could. Although I have to say, I could do without the ribs. But that's me with most proteins like that. You know. Look, I stuck my nail in it anyway. Oh, good grief. I try to keep my nails on for 3 or 4 weeks. And I don't want a black smudge on my little bow tie there, my little bow. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jen. Yeah, that would be tough. Yeah. Okay. So now I want to put my grass down. So I've got this big honkin' stamp. So I think I want to do this in the center and then one on one side, one half on the other side. At least that's the goal. Why I close this up, I have no idea. How we doing? Everybody doing okay? All right. I'm going to get some of this on my desk. Well, that didn't do so well, did it? I needed me some more ink. All right, so now I want to go this way with the grass. So I want to stamp the left side here. I mean, I want to ink the left, 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 right, left. Oh, that sounds good too, Jen. Top round steak, asparagus. Is that a potatoes? I was hungry for asparagus the other day, and Hubs and I were out, and I let that influence what I ordered, and it was good. All of a sudden, I'm not getting a good imprint. Now I want to do the opposite. I want to do the right-hand side here. Well, right now I'm thinking my sample is going to look better than my actual cover here. But I'll be able to see, what I need to see when I'm stitching. That's really kind of what I needed from that stamp. All right, so now I want to put some green down across the bottom, and I tape that off. So this is going to be my cover. Not too shabby. All right, let's get rid of that tape. All right, I'm using my green brush and a little bit of the glycerin, and then I'm picking up my oxide. And I think I'm going to brush up. You got to try different stuff. See how nice that stays on? It's not moving. It's not moving. It's not moving. And I want the green to fade up into the sky. I think I saved this reel. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look. Then I was thinking the sky might look cute with a little bit of pink or something in it. Maybe some orange. I don't know. Do I push the envelope? Okay, Gail. Oh, sure, sure, yeah. He needs help with his car. Oh my goodness, Gail. We got more than we have had in years, but we didn't get that much. Does my stays on smell? I usually have a pretty good nose, but to me, it doesn't. I don't really put my nose down in there, though, really. Yeah, a little bit. But it doesn't hit me like where it would give me a headache. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah, I don't notice it that much. Kind of has a smell I don't mind. All right, so now I'm going to pick up my blue brush. I need more of this here glycerin. And I want the darker across the top and down the corners, I think, a little bit. And then I was thinking I could really maybe sew some sequins here and there to kind of give the sky a little bit of a sparkle. Now I pulled out some other colors. Let's just see, but I need another, I want to put it on the glass. I don't want to dip I have my picked raspberry. Jean, I see Jean. Jean who? Jean Hauser. Hello, Jean. I don't know if we've met before. It's nice to see you, Jean. Thanks for coming in. Jean, this is a great group of ladies here. I hope you can join us some other times and follow some of our other friends in our little art group. All right, so I'm going to put some of my picked raspberry on the backside of Chicago, on the back of my stamping block. And then another little drip of glycerin. Boop. And then I want to grab my pink brush, and I'm going to just start adding a little bit of that pink in here. Kind of bring that down into my flowers. I did get some orange out too. Gosh, I do love orange. Oh, here we go. Dried. Oh, it's not really orange, I guess. This is dried marigold. Oh, this is a new color. This is a new color, dried marigold. Not new. It's new for me. I think it's been in Tim's line for quite some time. It's kind of an orangey yellow. So I'm going to use my yellow brush for that. Let's see what this looks like. I mean, this is a little exciting. This is exciting. Jean, if you feel like it, tell us a little bit about yourself. What kind of art do you like to do? Art? Do you like mixed media? Are you a stitcher? Do you like to make journals? Oh yeah, that looks nice. Looks nice if I do say so myself. I'm going to bring that color down into my flowers. Up into the blue. You think it smells like licorice? Yeah, I got I have a re-inker. Mine's not that juicy. I think I need to juicing it up. I'm liking that yellow. Can you guys tell the difference? It's light on the screen. See, I think I need some color in here. Maybe I'll add some blue, some more blue. I don't have much blue left on my block here. So I'm fairly pleased with how this blending is working on the fabric. Okay, cool beans. Me like it. Me like it. Now, of course, I didn't leave much room to put some words, but that'll be down the road. I'm missing a lid. I've flipped my lid. Here it is. Okay, so if you've just come in and you're wondering what in the world is she doing, I took a piece of cotton. Basically, it's, hey, Sherry, how are you today? Nice to see you. You know, like a pillowcase cotton. Got it at a thrift shop. And I just tore it to the size that I want. Underneath, I've got my chipboard. It's going to be my journal cover. All right. And then I want to slow stitch this. Now, did I bring any slow stitch stuff out to my desk? Okay, put my brushes back in there. And so now in order to stitch this, it's got to come off the board. Now, this is the other thing I'm debating. I think I want it to be a little poofy underneath once I'm done stitching and I go to attach it to my chipboard for my cover. Wow, that duct tape really tore up my chipboard. It's okay. It's okay. I found this piece of, in my stash, I found a piece of, now remember, bricolage means using and creating with a variety of things that you have. I have this, it's like a fuzzy kid's blanket, but it's not too thick. Look, there's some embroidery thread. It's not too thick. And I think I might want to put this, once this is all stitched and I'm ready to put this on the cover. So it just gives me a little bit, it's just not flat. You know, just got a little bit of squish. I think that's what I want to do. I think it is. I think it is. Now, you could put a piece of foam on here if you had it. I don't have foam. Well, that's not true. I do have foam, but it's small pieces and it's real thick, which, you know, I don't want. Would want something thinner. So who knows? By the time I'm done stitching this, I may have foam. I don't know. Hey, boo-boo. So, and of course, there will be lace involved. So this is what I showed you earlier. I have my signatures together, but not stitched. So here are my signatures. And they'll be put on. I will attach them to yet another piece of chipboard, which will come here, like this. And then I didn't want this plain cream to be my cover. So what I'm going to do then is add, this might not be the right piece. I tore a piece. This will be around the back of my book. And around the back of I might even do it underneath, which could also be nice. We'll just see, won't we? We'll just see. So this will be attached. Whoop. I've got it on backwards. I'm going to have to trim this. I don't want to trim it too short though. Let's just go here. This will probably get stitched down. Oh, thank you, Judy. Oh, Ange. Her's not mean. She's the food queen, though. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. See, this will get trimmed off. I'll probably have lace here to go around the spine. This will be my back. So that will be the back. Of course, that's not the right piece. So, oh, here it's on my lap. So, are you getting it? Are you getting are you getting the vision? And then after that's all done, I get to decorate the pages on the inside, which is my personal favorite thing to do. All right, I think I brought my hoop out. Maybe I didn't because I've been slow. I've been fussing around in by my comfy chair. This is my spine. I got to keep everything together because my attention span sometime needs a little work. Now I am quite a novice at slow stitching, or as I would call it back in the day, embroidery. I missed something. What did Jacqueline say? Oh, you almost live batting. And she says she's been scrapbooking on what, Ange? Got that stupid red heart there. Xander told me how to get rid of it. I have to go back and look. You have to do it every time, though. Stickers and washi tape. Oh, that sounds fun, Ange. The blanket is almost like a batting. Yes, yes, exactly, Jacqueline. I do have batting somewhere. Just have to pull it out. Okay, let's see if I have I don't have my hoop. My hoop's out by my chair. I don't think it's in here. Let's see. Before I discount having it, let's lift up a few things. Well, you don't really need, I like working on a hoop. I think that's just because that's how I did it, as a kid. And so having the fabric taut is good for me. So I'm just going to do simple stitches. Let's see what I have right here handy that maybe I could get started a little bit on this. I've been working and practicing my French knots as well, because sometimes, if I'm honest, my French knots get a little loopy. They're not tight. They're more loopy. All right, so I've got a couple of different pin cushions here. Let's see. I should have. Oh, yeah, that needle is very small. I'm looking for a needle that has a gold eye, because that's my chenille. There it is, I believe. Hey, boo boo. Okay. Now, what do I want to start with? Okay, so I've got tons of um I was gonna say dental floss. Oh my gosh. I have tons of embroidery floss. So it's just looking at my cover and deciding what I want to do. Actually, I usually, when I color or do anything, I usually start with greens first. Of course, I don't see any green right here. So let me pull out one of my jars of floss. Let's pick out some green. We'll just start doing something simple. Now, because this fabric is very lightweight, I don't think I want to use, now see, Gail had to go. I know she's a stitcher. Who else in chat does a lot of slow stitching or embroidery type work? What would you recommend? If you're not familiar with the embroidery floss, it has 6 strands. So would you recommend 2 strands, 3 strands? What are you thinking? I'm thinking 3 might be too heavy because my fabric is very lightweight. Bum, 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 bum. Ange says 2. Sherry usually uses 3. Jen says she uses 2 to do a lot of embroidery stuff. Okay, looks like 2 is the winner. Oh, that pink is pretty, isn't it? All right, so let's keep out a couple of different greens. I really like that green. It's more yellow. It's got more yellow in it than blue. All right. Now, one thing I have learned for myself is not to make my thread too long, because then it knots on me or I tangle it up, or inevitably that will happen. So, So I'm just going to take a small portion, not too terribly small because I don't want to be threading I don't want to be threading a needle all the time either. So it's a happy medium. If you've done this before, you probably have your own thoughts on how long you like your thread. And then I'm going to take 2 strands as recommended by my friends in chat. Now this is why I always have a lot of embroidery thread, because you don't use it all. You only use a couple strands at a time. So I'm going to get my gold-eyed needle here, and I'm going to attempt to thread it. Oh, that eye's a pretty good size. Nice. Nice. Now, I was going to do my grasses and all last. So what I'm going to start on is this petal. I think I'm going to do this petal. Now, I could do the satin stitch, which is fill it in completely. But I don't think I do the satin stitch that great. So I'm going to try. I can always take it out. See, this is the thing with having it in a hoop. You know what? I'm going to go get my hoop. It's just going to take a second. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, let me go grab my hoop. I think that would be more better. I have little ones stored away somewhere, which would be nice because they're just they're just 3-inch. Will be nice. You can kind of zero in a certain spot. But I think they're buried in my sewing box. Okay, I'll be right back. it's not there. I have no, you know, oh, I get so annoyed at myself. It's probably right here on my messy desk. And then I feel bad about making you wait. Ah, it's so sad. I don't even remember what I was slow stitching. Life with the elderly. Life with the elderly. Are you here? Judy's here. Did you all leave? And I went looking for my embroidery hoop. It's bright orange. I purchased bright orange so I wouldn't lose track of it. You can see that didn't work out so well. See, I like to go up and down. This fabric is so, I want to say tender. It's so soft. If Kel's watching, she's like, no, Lori, don't do it that way. I think I want to go on a slant. So the fun thing about slow stitching this way is you can do what you want. You don't have to be looking back and forth at a pattern all the time. You know what I mean? Sometimes that drives me crazy. So this, I'm basically going back, I'm just back up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And I have the wrong glasses on. Well, I'm going to skedaddle because this is it for me today as far as what I had in my mind I would share with you. And I've got to eat a little something, and then we've got to head over to Pennsylvania. The roads are clear. There's just a lot of snow everywhere. I'm going to go visit Mom. And then I got to stop into my sister's and pick up some sweaters I have to return. So I'm planning to work on this. And hopefully I'll have some to show you finished and how it's coming along. So there's a lot of work there to do, right? And I think I want to do, like, I want it to be, I don't know if you would say organic, but like touchy-feely, you know, with bumps and things like that. So I don't know if I want to do the French knots on that little flower there, or maybe some seed beads, or maybe a combo of both. Maybe a combo, huh? The other thing is if you don't think you're going to get back to a work, you don't want to do that and leave your needle in there. I've done that years ago with doing counter cross stitch. And then I'd come back and my needle was rusty, and then I'd have the big mark. So that's how that goes. All right, so I'm going to sign off. Have a great rest of your day. I know Ann comes on around 5. Unless something else has come up. Jen said she used to do a lot of embroidery stuff. Jacqueline, you like the combo idea? Yeah, me too. Me too. I even have the right needles that I can get a needle through the seed bead. You need a lot of your needles, they're wider, where the eye is, so you can get your thread through. But to do certain stitches and to put beads on, you need it to all be the same size or else it won't go through. It gets stuck. It gets stuck. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. Hey, Jean, it was nice to meet you. Hope to see you again soon. And take care, everyone. It was so nice to have you here with me. Thanks for hanging out this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. Bye for now.